Inevitable collapse. With COVID 19 hitting private consumption, demand recovery will hinge on government spending. Because of the pandemic, which was caused by this COVID 19, our salaries have decreased, and we won't buy things as we used to do before the lockdown. Demand recovery will hinge on government spending. Now the responsibility of the recovery, it will fall towards the government spending. The inevitable has happened. Means that the the incident which can't be stopped has taken place. India's GDP suffered its steepest contraction on the record in April-June quarter as output shrank 23.9% from a year earlier, provisional data show. So India's GDP, it suffered the steepest contraction. Means it suffered the most fast contraction it has ever witnessed in this first quarter of this fiscal year. So it shrank 23.9% from a year earlier. Means for example we have a year's GDP, we have a before year's GDP, and when we compare this present year's GDP to that GDP, the difference is 23.9%. So it shrank that much. Provisional data show, and this was shown in the provisional data. It is evident that this it was evident that the strident of COVID-19 lockdowns enforced the first third of the quarter and substantially in May hollowed out the demand. It is evident that the strident COVID-19 means the strict or strong means the strict COVID-19 lockdowns enforced through the first third of the quarter and substantially in May all out the demand. So the sentence basically means that due to the strict lockdowns which happened to take place in the first third of the quarter of the year, those are the main reasons for this suffering in GDP. And the contraction was very high, especially in May. So out of those 3 months in the first quarter, the month of May, in the month of May, the highest contraction has taken place. Private consumption spending, which accounts for almost 60% of GDP, contracted 26.7% as consumers absorbed almost all discretionary spending. So actually private consumption spending, it offers GDP a share of 60%. Means a 60% of GDP, a 60% of GDP comes from our money. And but this year our share to the GDP has decreased to 26.7%. And the main reason for that is we have limited our spendings, right? We are not buying anything which are unnecessary. We are only buying the useful or necessary things, because we don't even have much money to buy the unnecessary things. And exports, which contribute to a fifth of the GDP and reflect overseas demand for Indian goods and services, shrank by nearly 20%. So the private consumption shrank, right? In a similar way, even the exports, even they shrank. They have decreased to nearly 20%. And also exports actually they influence many things. In the sentence they gave two things which the exports influence, and those are that exports are actually one-fifth part of GDP. So if we think a GDP is 100%, 20% of it is GDP. And the second one is that they also influence overseas demand for Indian goods and services. Investment activity was the worst hit, collapsing 47% and shrinking its share of GDP to about 22% from 32% a year earlier, as larger business conserved cash and refrained from any capital spending in the face of uncertainty and smaller firms and smaller firms prioritize survival. So even the investment activity is very hardly it. It means even the people who invest, they are not investing as much as they do before the lockdown. The investment act the investment activity has also contributed to the shrinking in GDP, because the investment activity has decreased to 47%. And it's so actually it it itself has decreased 47%, and its share in the GDP, it has decreased to 22%. Last year it was 32%. So from 32% it decreased to 22%, a 10% contraction. A year earlier, as larger business conserved cash and refrained from any capital spending in the face of uncertainty. And refrain from any capital spending in face of uncertainty means that the investors, they limited, or they stopped themselves from investing in capitals, means from investing from the capitals in the face of uncertainty, because they were not sure if they were going to get profit or loss. So they were very unsure, so they did not invest in them. And smaller firms prioritize survival. Now they try to invest on smaller firms, but even that was not comfortable, because obviously anyone prioritize their survival than the profits. So so the investors, they gave more important to survival. So they did not they did not invest in any of the smaller firms. Across the real economy, every single industry and services sector shrank, with the solitary exception of agriculture. So every single sector which influences the real economy, everything has decreased its share to the GDP. The only sector which did not decrease or contract is the agriculture sector. In fact, will agriculture sector, which grew 3.4% and outpaced the year earlier's quarter 3% expansion. And moreover, as we just read, agriculture is the only section which did not show any contraction. Moreover, it actually showed 3.4% expansion, and it has outpaced the last year's expansion, which is just 3%. It has outpaced, means it has become more. It has taken over the 3%, which is considered to be very high. It has even taken over that amount, and its expansion now become 3.4%. And that is only for agriculture. It is not right for every other sector, because every other sector all of them have faced contractions, severe contractions. Construction suffered the most, plunging 50%, followed by the omnibus services sector, trade, hotels, communication and transport, and broadcasting, which ranked 47%. Hit by the pandemic-linked restrictions, manufacturing too took a severe beating, contracting 39%, as demands for the products deemed non-essential evaporated, and factories, even after reopening, struggled to run amid shortages of labor and added safety norms. So the construction, in all of the categories which suffered from contraction, the constructing sector has suffered the most. It has suffered by 50%. After the contraction in the construction, the second place comes to the services sector. The services sector, actually, it is not a single sector. It includes trade, hotels, communication, transport, and broadcasting. As all of these are included in the services sector, the services sector is also called as omnibus services sector. Means it is a group of something, so they call it as an omnibus services sector. And services sector, it has been it has been shrunk by 47%, and it took the second place after the contraction in the construction, which is 50%. Manufacturing too took a severe beating, contracting 39% as demand for their products deemed non-essential evaporated. And at the third place comes manufacturing, which showed a contraction of 39%. One of the main reasons are that people have come to a conclusion that in this in the situation of the COVID-19 lockdown and pandemic, the construction goods won't help us, and hence their demand has gone. As the demand has gone, even the as the demand is gone, the contraction happened. And factories, even after reopening, struggled to run amid shortages of labor and added safety norms. When we come to the top, when we come to the concept of factories, even actually factories are closed, but actually factories are closed due to lockdown, but they reopen them. But even after reopening, they were again in loss, because there was not enough labor, and there was not enough labor, and they actually also added some safety measures, and because of the safety measures, they lost even more labor. It was left to the government to keep the bottom from falling out on demand, as the center's pandemic mitigation expenditure helped expand its consumption spending by 16.4% year on year, soften the overall blow to GDP. It was all left to the government to keep the bottom from falling out on demand. So now all the responsibility goes to the center. The responsibility of saving the GDP from becoming zero, from becoming very low, not zero. So and that responsibility falls to the center. As the center's pandemic mitigation expenditure helped expand its consumption spending by 16.4% year on year, and softened the overall blow to GDP. As all the responsibility has fallen to the center, it would actually have so much pressure. But in this case, they were a little lucky, and as actually so what actually happened is that the center did not invest so much, right? So as they did not invest so much in expenditure, they actually have some amount left, and that and as they have some amount left, the consumption of the center has increased. It has increased by 16.4% than the last year's center's consumption. So, and that is a good idea, and that is a good signal. And it also helped to cover the loss of the GDP. So they used that 16.4% to refill the losses which happened in the GDP. However, with the fiscal deficit already having exceeded the full year's budgeted target in just the first 4 months, and revenue receipts impacted by the economic contraction, the government is unlikely to maintain a similar trend in expenditure growth over the next 3 quarters, unless of so. However, with the first fiscal deficit already have exceeded the full year's budgeted target in just 4 months. So actually, as you all know, the center will have a fiscal deficit for every particular year. A target of the budget which they can reach until the max which they can reach is known as the fiscal deficit. And actually, they reached the fiscal deficit of the whole year in just 4 months, and that's a huge problem, right? Because they are going to have so many loans, and so many problems, and so many problems, and 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 there are so many other problems. There are so many other problems in addition to that problem. Some of them are and revenue receipts impacted by economic contraction, and due to the decrease in this economy, even the revenue receipts are impacted. The government is unlikely to maintain a similar trend in expenditure growth over the next 3 quarters, unless, of course, it is prepared to forsake its wanted fiscal. Unless, of course, it is prepared to forsake its wanted its fiscal conservatism and finds innovative ways to mobilize the resources. And it is very unlikely that the center will continue this, because it has faced a huge loss, and it obviously won't invest that much in expenditure which it invested in the last 3 quarters, um, unless, of course, it is prepared to forsake its wanted fiscal conservatism. So the government won't invest that much in expenditure if um, if it see the government says that the way by which it saves the money is very wise, um, and the government itself says that their process of saving money is very good. So that's the meaning of this whole sentence. Unless, of course, it is prepared to forsake its wanted fiscal conservatism and finds innovative ways to mobilize resources, the government will not invest in expenditure, unless means unless means nevertheless um, nevertheless if it um, so it means that if the government actually finds some new creative ways to overcome this problem, only then the government will invest in huge expenditures. Unless they find some new and innovative ways, the center won't continue its trend of investing in those expenditures. The still rising trajectory of the new COVID-19 infections and a high level of the job losses and income erosion are also sure to retard any recovery in momentum. So the COVID-19 infections are still increasing, and the and even the rate at which the people lose their jobs, even that is increasing. In between the during these two factors, um, we cannot recover from we cannot recover from our economic condition any soon. We have to wait some time. If the latest survey-based data from the IHS Market show manufacturing PMI for August signaling growth for the first time in 5 months, the same researchers' findings also the job stress that job equally significantly stress that the job shedding continues at a strong rate in the industry. And the same researchers' findings also stress that the job shedding continues at a strong rate in the industry. So after all this after all this happening of all these incidents, the job shedding is still continuing at a high and strong rate. Job shedding is the rate at which the people lose their jobs, and that is still going at a very high rate in this situation. Equally significantly means equally importantly, the output numbers which are expected to undergo revision given the acknowledged difficulties in collecting data do not capture a swath of informal sector activity that was severely impacted. So there was actually a list of the number. So there is actually a list. There is actually a list which is related to our economy, and it should be checked once. And in that list, this part was actually not there. Uh, the and this part was a huge part of the informal sector activity. That part was actually not in that part was not actually not included in the list of the economy, and that part was also severely impacted, and it was not listed in the it was not listed in the list. Agriculture too faces headwinds in form of higher than ideal rainfall in August in several key crop growing regions in western and central India, and with the impact of recent farm market and with the impact of recent farm market ordinances yet to play out, it may be a while before the end of the tunnel is sighted. Agriculture too faces headwinds in form of higher than ideal rainfall in August in several key crop growing regions. Agriculture is actually having some good times, and its rainfall is more than needed. So there have the rainfall in some regions, mainly in the central India and in the western part of the India, the rainfall is very high, mainly in the month of August. And with the impact of the recent farm market ordinance means the usual way in some the usual way in which something is done yet to play out, and there are still some impacts on the market, on the agriculture market, which still has to take place. It may be a while before the end of the tunnel is sighted. It may be a while means it may take some time, before we know how is this situation going to end. So before we know the ending of the situation, it will take us some time. Thank you.